In this second exercise, we're going to continue working with the account and checking classes. This time we're going to add a savings class, and then I'm going to demonstrate how we can use one collection to store multiple objects and yet have the program know which type of objects are being stored in the collection. So let's get started. First thing I want to do is I want to copy our previous program to a new program. So we're going to copy account.py to savings.py. And then let's open savings.py. So here's our previous program. So let's scroll down to under the checking account class and start a savings account class. We'll call it savings, and it will inherit from account. So the first thing we do is create our constructor. And for this, all we need to do is call the base class constructor with the arguments account number and balance. Then we're ready to create our toString method, and it's going to look similar to the toString method for checking class, except this time the account class will be savings instead of checking. Also noticed up here for some reason I have a semicolon. Let me take that out. Bad habits from all my other programming languages. Now our return string will include a call to the base class toString method, and that's all we need to do other than return the string. Now we can define a deposit method and a withdraw method. Otherwise, the balance is equal to the balance minus the amount. And with that, we should have a complete definition. So let's come down to the end of our working code. Create a savings account object. Make a withdrawal. Display it. And then make a deposit. And display it. And let's save our program. Let's see how it looks. We have a little error in the creation of our savings account object, so let's go back and look and see what we did. Add self right there. Let's save the file. Let's clear the screen, try it again. There we go. And everything looks like it's in place. We took 250 out, we put 125 back in, so yes, that's right. So let's go back to the program. So what we might want to do is we might want to store all these objects in one data structure. So we can do that. Let's go back a line by creating a list and putting our checking account and our savings account in the list, just like that. Now we can loop through the list just by using a standard for loop and display each item. There's only two, but you get the idea. Even though these are stored as objects, Python will be able to understand the type of object and display the right information based on that. So let's save. Let's clear the screen and run our program again. So we have a checking account and we have a savings account. Now, before we finish, one more thing that I'm looking at, thinking about this program, notice that the deposit method is the same for both classes. Given that, there's really no reason why we should have it defined in either derived class. We should define it in the base class, and that way we can just use it as is in each of the derived classes. So let's cut that right there. And let's go back to the account class and add deposit right here. There we go. Scoot it over one, just like that. So save the file. Now let's run it again. We shouldn't see any difference. And we don't. We've made our code easier to understand and easier to maintain by moving deposit out of checking and savings, since it's the same method for both, and putting it in the base class. That wraps up this chapter on inheritance.